We have a man who's got talent, lives in America, but more importantly, he lives right here in Cheyenne. And of course, we're talking about magician Aiden Sinclair. Aiden, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me
Yeah,
on.
we're glad to have you here. And what I really want to get into is your personal story
Absolutely.
because I think it resonates with a lot of people.
Well, that's cool. That
I think, with some of the stuff that you do, there has to be an element of humility, and I can feel that here. People like the down to earth folks that, you see another magician, instead of skirting them, you're saying, hey, man, if I can help you come along.
Yeah.
And it really makes it just that much better, wouldn't you agree?
it does, and honestly, it's one of the things that to me is a sad. Um, I don't want to bash magic in any way, but it is a very sad statement on modern magic. 100 years ago, when you had figures like Houdini and Thurston, and you've got these incredible magicians alive, magic was really protective of its secrets back then. If you wanted to learn magic, you had to work at it. You had to get a book. It wasn't normally taught. You had to actually show, you had some tradecraft, and then another magician might take you under their wing, and you'd apprentice for a little bit. But secrets were very well guarded. Exposure was taken very seriously. If you exposed the method of a trick publicly, you'd be outcast. You'd be taken out of the local magic organizations.
Yeah, they'd pull your card from
Yeah,
you, so to
that
speak.
would be it. And you'd go to the local magic shop. You probably wouldn't be allowed to buy anything. Nowadays, the most disappointing thing is, as soon as a magic performance is performed on live television, within minutes there are people making YouTube videos trying to expose the method, and that's a very sad thing because magic is it's not like music or comedy on these shows where you can hear that performance over and over again. Magic's meant to be performed live.
Right.
It's our tradecraft is to deceive the audience.
Sure.
It's a manipulation of
Sleight
perception.
of hand, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's meant for a moment.
Right.
And in that moment, the judges are amazed and the audience is amazed. But if you go back and you have the advantage of instant replay, then you can start to suss things out. But it's a sad thing to watch that happen because the method inevitably is exposed by another magician. And that's sad.
Yeah.
Because they have the means to go out and actually amaze somebody. Why take that amazement away from somebody? And
I know
that's
the
a
reason why
disheartening
I've
thing to
always
see.
wanted to learn it is because I wanted to learn it so I could do it. And
Yeah.
there's been a couple of tricks that I've been able to do with some of the ventriloquist shows that I've done in the past. And like I said, otherwise it's just kind of neat to be wowed, like you said. So we talked a little bit, Aiden, about America's Got Talent, some of the things that went on. But what I really want to get to is your story. And I think you have a very unique story that resonates with everyone. It shows how we can take failure and turn it into success. And so take it away.
Yeah, I think everybody makes their mistakes in life, and that's kind of part of it. I started off on a bad street when I was younger. The road was always easier for me if I was going after money, so that was the attraction. It was all about how do you get to the BMW and the $1,500 suits and the penthouse apartment. Those were the things that all the successful
quickness,
people
yeah.
had. Yeah, so some people do the right thing in life and they go to college and they learn their trade and they become exceptionally good at their trade and they earn their living. Other people take the easy road. And for me, I grew up originally in New York City, so there was always three-card Monte and the shell game going on the street, and it made it kind of hard to go to classroom and do what you're supposed to do when you see these big crowds, standing around the guy who's always making money and it's exciting. So that was the road that I went down, So at a very young age, I was doing things that I shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that eventually, once you do a little bit, it's easier to do a little bit more and a little bit more. And I got to a point where that was my life. I ended up running a very illegal poker room. And the returns were great. I had everything I thought I wanted in the world. I had, the fancy TVs hanging on the wall and, plenty of cash in my pocket. We ate at Ruth Chris like it was,
Oh, wow.
like it was
McDonald's?
McDonald's. Yeah, So, but the kicker of all of that is if you work hard and you earn the things in life, then everything in your life has value. And it doesn't matter if that thing is a $15 lamp that you might have had to actually go, hey, I'm going to get a lamp this week because my income is lower. But that lamp means something to you because you worked hard and you bought it. When you don't have to work hard, it has no value, none.
Right.
And that's the point that I got to in my life, is I found myself in this place where I looked around and I had everything I thought I ever wanted, but none of it had any value whatsoever. None. So I walked away from it. So karmically, I wanted to do better. I didn't like the man that I saw in the mirror at all. And I still wasn't willing to take the hard road, though. My first response to it was to try to do something more positive in my life. And since I had connections in kind of the darker side
The
of the world,
underworld,
yeah, it was a lot easier for me to get a clean passport, clean ID, and just become somebody new. And that's what I tried to do. So I went off and became a paramedic for a while. And my idea was that if I rode an ambulance every day and I helped people every day, that might somehow balance out all the bad stuff I'd done in my life. But you still weren't taking any accountability or responsibility for who you were. And in the process of doing that, I got to work with EMS people who are really amazing, amazing people who dedicate their lives to helping others, and that makes you want to be a better person. So being around them made an impact. And then additionally, I met an amazing woman who you come to this conclusion of I want to marry somebody, and maybe I'll have kids one day. And how do I tell kids to do the right thing if I'm lying about who I am? And that was really the thing that made me turn things around. So
That's great. Well, Aiden, we appreciate you coming in today and spending part of your morning with us. I think it's great, and congratulations, and I'm sure we'll see you around.
well, I really appreciate it, and really appreciate all the support from Cheyenne and from Wyoming. It's really an honor and a privilege to get to live
Well,
in
and
this
from
place.
Oregon, my mom wanted me to tell you she was your biggest fan.
Well,
so.
give Mom a hug for me
I
the next
will.
time you see her.
All right, you bet.